from Paris organizers of the organizing staff at the Paris Valley Skydiving Center. This is our first YouTube video talking about what we do on a day in and day out basis. This first jump that you're going to see is a jump out of the Skyvan. We are exiting from about 12,500 feet. Here you can see the group ahead of us leaving, and if you look really carefully you can see somebody doing a gainer out of the back of the Skyvan. Looks like a lot of fun, huh? So you can see me looking out of the aircraft, making sure that we're above the drop zone, that we're going to the drop zone and we're not going to Walmart. I wanted to spend a second here talking about who these videos are for, and I think they're really for everybody. I think that they're for the jumper who may not have the benefit of jumping at the Paris Valley Skydiving Center and having the awesome organizers that we have. You can really use them to take a look at your own jumps and see what it is that you're doing and how you might improve. You can see here just before we leave the aircraft, as we're approaching the door, this jumper here is checking their handles, making sure that they have access to them. And that's really a good idea. Although this person is doing it, I think, a little late. I think, of course, you want to do that while you're sitting in the airplane before we leave. On this particular jump, the person to my left, the person with a black helmet, is a newer jumper. Her name is Jo. And the previous skydive, we did a really similar jump with regards to the exit, and she came out really belly to earth. On this particular skydive, I told her to really think about getting her hips into the wind to exit the aircraft as though she was standing up and reaching for the tail of the airplane. So she does that. She does a really good job. She comes out, she's stable. You can see me diving down to get on level with her. She's got a really nice body position. She's nice and arched. She's relaxed. You can see her smiling here. You can see me telling her to grip my arm while we wait for the rest of the skydivers in the skydive. Here you can see her smiling. Here I'm pointing down, and what I really should have done is I should have given her an arch signal, because what I wanted to do was to fall faster to make it easier for the rest of the group to come and get us. Here the skydiver with the opaque helmet is looking to get between us, and I didn't want somebody getting between me and the newer jumper. Here she's checking her leg strap. On the ground she expressed some concern about her leg straps being too loose, but her rig fits fine, and she has a little chance of falling out of the rig. Here we're tracking away from the skydive, me checking the spot, seeing if we're above the drop zone and looking around a little bit, and then I go and I open my parachute. Do more normal checks. I'm right above the drop zone. I reach up to collapse my slider. My slider tends to get stuck a little bit, so I have to give it a little bit of a flare. You can see me struggling a little bit to grab the cords there. Go ahead and collapse it. Here, I'm looking around. I don't see anything where I'm going to land. I'm going to land on that dirt road. As I come in, I can see that the truck to come and pick me up is coming right at me. Freaked me out a little bit. Slid on the ground. Stopped my parachute. And then they came and got me. I wanted to talk a little bit about that landing. Some of you may have noticed me grabbing my front risers, as I am doing here in this freeze frame. We really recommend that you not do that. We tell new jumpers that you should never, ever, ever grab your front risers. Should you decide that it's time for you to learn to do some high performance landings and stuff with your parachute, we really recommend that you get proper coaching with a proper canopy pilot before you do that. So this first jump, or this next jump, is really the first jump of the day. It's the jump where, again, we're coming out of the Skyvan. I put Jo to my left, and we come out of the Skyvan. I'm linked to her, and you can see that we tumble a little bit. The reason for that is that she immediately, that's easy for me to say, she immediately went or tried to go belly to earth. So always remember that when you come out of an airplane, you need to be hips to the wind. Here again, you can see the group in front of us getting out, and you'll see one of the people doing a gainer. Pretty fun, huh? So again, we approach the edge of the aircraft. I look out, make sure that we're going to the drop zone and not going to Walmart. You can see it below there. You can see me grab her leg strap, and I tell her to go ahead and put her arms up. And I give the count. It's shake, down, and out. We leave the airplane, and we tumble a little bit. Here, I found a shot where I was actually upside down and got a pretty good shot of the Skyman as we came out. Got ourselves belly to earth pretty quickly, and then waited. This was her 26th skydive, her first jump as a licensed skydiver. I will say that most of the organizers, the Paris organizers, are AFF instructors, so we're pretty used to handling and dealing with people who are new to the sport of skydiving. So here we are waiting for the rest of the folks here. Here I caught Joe really having a good time smiling here. We're waiting for the rest of our group to come down and join us. This is a pretty nice dock. He's on level, waiting, being very patient, and then flies up and docks. That's really what you want to do. You want to be nice and level. Here you can see Dan BC skydiving with us. Really a neat thing to have him at the drop zone, being able to jump with him. So I'm going to freeze frame this here, because you're going to see somebody here kind of upside down here. And really what that's a function of is, one, that person was relatively new, but two, we often say the number one reason for someone to go low is being floaty. And if you go back and you look at this, you'll notice that as they come into dock and they reach for their grips, one, you shouldn't reach, but two, that reaching of the grips creates some extra surface area. And if you're floaty, then that surface area makes you pop up. That's what he did. And then here you can see that clearly he's not in an arch position. And oftentimes what happens, especially with newer skydivers, when things get weird, they kind of give up. And the response should be, when things get weird, you arch harder. And that requires training. That's really what this person should have done. If he would have done that, then things might have gone a little bit better. At this point, the skydive is just about done. We're probably around 6,000 feet. Planned breakoff was 5,500 feet or 5,000 feet. We go and we turn at breakoff. I look at Joe to make sure that she's tracking straight. She does a really great job. You can't really see it on the camera. I'm looking around, wave off, reach back, grab my main handle, and open my parachute. So again, this is the first of, I hope, many videos talking about what we do at the Paris Valley Skydiving Center. We would love for you to come and visit us and jump with us. If you have a skydiving license, regardless of your skill, we want to jump with you. We have a website, parisorganizers.com. Find us on Facebook, and as always, be safe out there. Make sure that you're doing the right thing. We'll see you next time.